Hi, my name is Tom and welcome to On a Student Budget. This is going to be my first impressions video on the TTPOD T1E earphones. Now, I got these in the magenta slash pink slash purple color, whatever you want to call it. This is the most colorful, I guess, of the bunch. You can also get these earphones in a more subtle traditional black or in the red or in the clear and in the blue as well. I think there's a multitude of different colors. And I got these off of aliexpress.com for about $36 to $39, and I'll put the link in the description below on where I actually purchased these guys. Now, these earphones are normally retail for about $50 to $65, so I got these at a discount. And I think for the price I paid for, they sound fantastic, actually. However, despite the actual great sound quality, there are some caveats, and I'll get into that right now, actually. The first of which is the earpieces here. The earpieces on these earphones are quite large, so those with small outer ears may not find these to be the most comfortable, and they also might not be able to fit these earphones as well, because in combination with the large earpieces, they also have short or shallow and very wide nozzles as well. So these earphones sit more shallowly in your ear than traditional other earphones out there. So you definitely have to have a lot of patience in finding the right ear tips that actually fit you. So I definitely had to go through so many ear tips just to actually find the right one that could fit me and also sound the best to me as well, because that goes to my third thing now. And that's because the wide nozzles here, because this earphone is very selective, or very, I wouldn't say selective. This earphone changes in terms of its sound signature very dramatically depending on how wide the actual bore of the actual ear tips are. So if you use a more narrow bore, like for example the Sony hybrids, which I tried with these guys, that bumps up the bass a lot on these guys and it makes the sound a lot darker. It's not my cup of tea. I know some people prefer that kind of sound, and I think that if you do that, if you prefer that kind of sound, I think it'll suit you very well. However, for me, I'm using an aftermarket ear tip, and that's more wider in terms of its bore, so that like lessens the bass and extends out the treble more, so it just kind of balances out the sound signature more, and I prefer that. So yes, aside from those caveats, let me get into the actual sound quality now. So the sound quality, as I said before, is great or fantastic. It's very good for the price, and I'm very impressed actually, because it's more of a, I think it's more of a warmer earphone. It's bassier, more bass forward in terms of its bass. The mid-range, although it's bass forward, is not recessed. The mid-range is very natural and very neutral as well, so it doesn't get pushed in the background. And the treble, in hindsight, is not also in the background as well. It's a little bit more laid back compared to the mid-range, but there's still enough extension in there, and there's enough crispness in there to not kind of fade out in the background. So going into detail on that, in terms of the bass, I think the bass on these earphones is superb. It's a fantastic quality bass, and I didn't A/B this side by side with my VSonic GR07 bass edition, but the bass on these earphones reminded me a lot of that earphone, and that earphone originally retailed for about $179. They're 120 bucks now, approximately. So the bass quality of these guys is fantastic. It's more emphasized in the mid bass, but the sub bass extension is also very good as well. The bass is tight, and I really like how punchy it is. The bass here is slightly elevated, I think a little bit more than the VSonic GR07 bass edition. However, not a lot more than that. I didn't A/B them side by side, as I said before, but I'll do that in the full review, and I'll let you guys know. But yes, the bass is fantastic here. Going into the mid-range here, it's not in the background between the bass and the treble. It's clear, it's very clear throughout, and I think going into the treble here in the TTPODs, I think there's enough of a peak in the lower treble to give it some energy and some crispness to it, but it doesn't sound splashy to me at all, and the treble here still remains clean throughout. There's enough extension as well. And I think the treble here is just a little bit less than what I prefer, but I'm a little bit of a treble head, so I think a lot of people that like I think the treble here would be very preferable to a lot of people, because there's enough energy in there, but there's no harshness or sibilance or anything in that treble. So overall, in terms of the sound quality, I think they're fantastic. I'll definitely give these guys a full review to let you guys know my fully formulated opinion after living with them for about a month or so. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, like and subscribe to this video and channel if it helped you guys out, and definitely share with your friends. So hit me up in the comments below if you have any questions on these guys. But yes, again, I'll see you guys in the next video.